Hello students, how are you? Hope you all are good. So we have started the chapter networking fundamental. We have done what is computer network, what are the advantages or disadvantages of computer network and types of network. So today we will start the next topic, network architecture. So let's start. Network architecture. Network architecture is an overall design of a computer hardware and their functional organization and configuration. Or we can say it's a design of computer hardware and their functional organization. There are two types. One is peer-to-peer network, another one is client-server network. Fine. Peer-to-peer network means one computer is connected to another computer. We can take an example. There are 5 systems. Every computer has equal capability. It means another one computer can share the data from another one, and all the computers are connected through one resource, that is printer. It means every computer can get the printout from this printer. It means we can say it's a work as a consumer as well as supplier also. So this is the example, or this is a figure of peer-to-peer network. Next is client-server network. Client-server network is one is server, the overall responsibility of server to keep the data, and after that whenever client need the data, client will send the request to the server and server will give the result or whatever data required by the client. Server will give the data to the client. So client will send the request and server will give the data, or whatever data client want, it will give back to the client. So overall responsibility of server. The server provide all the information and resources to other client as its request. There are two part. We can see it's a two type of client server network. One is backend and another one is front end. Front end application is what the user see and interact directly, and backend interact with shared resource such as database, printer or high power processors. Fine. We can see the difference between peer-to-peer and client server network. First is peer-to-peer computers has equal capability as well as in the use of resources, and client server is a most powerful is server and as compared to other client, and provide resources to the other computer on the network. Next, second difference is in this type of network each computer can request service and also provide service to the other computer. Whatever every computer has equal capability, so computer can easily request the service and provide service to the other computer. And client server technology or client server network, the server provide resource whereas the client can request resource from the server. It means whatever data client want to access, client have to request first from the server, and server will give the access or fulfill the requirement of the client. Fine. Third difference is each computer can store its own data. हर कंप्यूटर के पास अपना खुद का डेटा. द डेटा इज स्टोर्ड इन क्लाइंट सर्वर. The data is stored in the centralized computer. Who is the centralized computer? Centralized computer is the server. Next difference is every computer is also required to provide its resources for the use by other in the network. No perceptible effect will be noted when multiple users simultaneously operate their computer. जब multiple users they are doing the work simultaneously, then no effect on the other system. Fine. If in client server, if all the computer of the network request for the server services simultaneously from the server, it will result in slowing down of the server. Obvious, because 10 clients are there and one is server, and everyone is want to access the data and sending the request to the server. The same times the speed will be slow. Next difference is peer-to-peer network is less expensive and easier to implement, and client server network are more expensive and not so easy to implement as compared to this one, P2P network. Next difference is security is major concern with this type of network. But in the client server networks, if we can take measures to secure the system in client server network, or specific computer can be allowed access to specific area of the system. It means suppose there are 10 clients are connected through to the server. Whatever access we want to give to the client, the server has the authority to give the access to that client. No need to give each and every permission to every client. So it's a secure. Next difference is it is usually implemented for a smaller number of computers located in limited area. Because P2P connection is there, so we can implement in a smaller number of computers located in a limited area, right? In the client server application like email is spread worldwide, so we can access, or we can spread it in the large place also, or we can implement also. Fine. So these are the differences. Next is switching techniques. What is switching technique? Switching technique means if the sender want to connect with the receiver, there are so many ways, so many paths. We can say it's multiple paths. So information may be switched as it's travel through various channels in a digital traffic. So what are the methods or what are the techniques for data communication and networking? So there are mainly three type of technique. First is circuit switching, second is message switching, and third one is packet switching. So first is circuit switching. What is circuit switching? Circuit switching is a technique that connects the sender and receiver in an unbroken path. A dedicated path exists between the two ends unless the connection is terminated. We can take an example of landline phone. Suppose user A want to connect with user B. So it's connect through a landline telephone, and user C want to connect with user A or B. He or she is not able to connect at the same time because he is busy, user A is busy with user B. So there is advantage also and disadvantage. So what are the advantages? Advantage is the communication channel is dedicated. It means once established, user A is connected with user B, so connection is dedicated. If another one want to connect with them or user A or B, so he will not able to connect. Fine. So because connection is dedicated, once it's established, till time it will not terminated, the another user or another device can't connect with user A or B, right? So disadvantage is possible long wait to establish the connection during which no data can be transmitted. If both are busy, user A and B, so user C have to wait long time. So this is the disadvantage. Next disadvantage is it's the most expensive among all other switching technique, as a dedicated line is required. Obvious telephone lines, so we have it's working through a cable, so expense is more, so that's why it's saying it's a more expensive among all other switching techniques. Next is message switching. What is message switching? Message switching, it means sender want to send any information to the receiver that will send through a message through a series of nodes. Suppose we can take an example. There are node A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. This is the host 1 and this one is host 2. So each node receive the message and store it on disk. Store it on the disk and then transmit the message to the another node. Suppose node A want to transfer the data to node E or H. So firstly node A want to transmit the data to node E, so node A will direct communicate with node E and send the data through meshes. And if node A want to communicate with node H, there are multiple paths. Like firstly, the method is node A. How many ways? There are node A will connect to node D will communicate with G, and node G communicate with node H. One way is this. Another one is node A will connect with node E, and node E will connect with node H. This is the path number 2. Another way, third multiple path is node A, then node B, node E, and node H. So how many nodes are connected? 2 nodes in between, and here only which one is the best one? Best route is node A connect with node E and node E connect with H, because we have to go through only one node. So this is called message switching. In message switching, we are just selecting the best path. Fine, because there are multiple paths, but we are selecting the best one. So this type of message is also called storage and forward network, right? What is the advantage? Advantage is channel efficiency is very high, because more devices are sharing the channel. Next is traffic congestion is reduced, because messages can be temporarily stored in the node. Next is disadvantage, because store and forward devices are expensive, as large storage is required to store long messages. If the message length is very lengthy, then it will occupy the more space, so it's expensive. Next one is packet switching. In packet switching, the message is broken into a series of packets. It means the message we want to transfer, that will in the form of packets. Fine. Each of these packet has a header which contain information about the destination as well as reassembly instruction. Whatever destination place is, header has the information about it. So packet switching is the most efficient for large network. This TCP/IP protocol is use the packet switching through the internet. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Advantages are packet switching is cost effective, because device do not require a large amount of switching circuit. Always it's have in the packet form directly sent to the another place or another client, wherever destination place. Offer improved delay characteristic, as there are no long messages in the queue. There is no queue, because already it's divided into the packets. Packets can be rerouted if the link are busy or disabled. अगर पैकेट क्या हो जाएगा, रीरूट होगा, वापस से रूट होगा अगर क्या हुआ, लिंक बिजी है या फिर डिसेबल्ड है. नेक्स्ट इज मेनी यूजर्स कैन शेयर द सेम चैनल एट द सेम टाइम. नेक्स्ट आर disadvantages. Protocol for packet switching are complex, and hence we have additional cost in implementation. जो protocols we are using that are very complex and need the additional cost for it. If one packet is lost, the sender has to retransmit the data. This is the disadvantage. Next are network components. What are the network components? Switch, repeaters, hubs, router. Fine. So first one is switch. What is switch? Switch is a device which connect different computers and devices on the computer network. Switch can transmit the data, process it, and forward it into the destination device. It's a packet switching technique to transfer on the network. It is basically used for connecting to the other devices, or it's used for the transmit or process the data from one device to another device. Next is repeater. What is repeater? Repeater just simply what is doing? Repeater simply copy the information, arrive at the input, and after that retransmit the data. Suppose these all are the weak signals. what repeater will do, repeater will just retransmit the data in a, the signal should be more strong, it will be clearly understood. It means it retransmit the data and regenerate the signal. This is the work of repeater. Next is hub. What is hub? Hub is a networking device. It is similar to switch, but what is the difference between hub and switch? Switch will also transmit the data or transmit the information from one device to another, but its difference is very cheaper than the switches. Fine. Or the hub, another name is dump switches. You can take an example and see in the figure. This is the hub, and 5 systems are connected through hub. Data sent by one node, and after that they all are communicate with the, they can just send the request and after that transmit the data from one place to another place. Fine. And this is the port hub. Next is router. Router is a network device which route the information around the network. It will connect one network to another network. This is the work of router. It is basically used for connecting one network to another network. Whatever information we want to send to the destination, we can just send. We will just find out the best route and the message will forward it to the next device. We can take an example. This is the example. Workstation, server, workstation is one, device number 1 and device number 2 and device number 3. So we want to transfer the data from device 1 to device 3. So what we will check first, which one is the best route, and we will just send the data or transmit the data from one place to another place. So first data is sent to the router. This is the router. After that the router determine the destination address. Router क्या करेगा, जो destination address है, it will find it out and forward it to the next step in the journey. It will send to the next computer, and after that it will send to the final destination place. Fine. This is the router. It look like this. What we can connect through router, these all are the ports. We can connect printer, game station, LAN cable, wireless display, wireless outdoor sensor, and high internet also. This is the router. Next is component is bridge. What is bridge? Bridge is a device that connect and pass packet between two network segments. We can say it's the same work. We can send the data from one network to another network, but what is the difference between bridge and router? Whatever data another network wants, that data we can send to the another network, and that data is not required, that will be blocked by the other network. Is it clear? Bridge is a device that connect or passes the packet between two network segments and use the same communication protocol. But what bridge will do, bridge will just whatever data required by the another network, it will get it, and whatever data is not required, it will be blocked. Fine. This is these all are the network components. Next topic, network topology, we will do in the next class. Thank you so much.